Hello everyone. In this video I want to show you how to use the sudo command, and we will create two special directories in the root folder. So with sudo we can execute the command as the administrator of the system. So after sudo we provide a command, and that command is executed in the name of the root user. The root is the system administrator. I will show an example. And with sudo su, with this command, we can switch to become the system administrator. Let's see an example. So for instance, here I will create just a subdirectory just for testing purposes. So mkdir test, for instance. I don't have permissions to do that, so as a normal user I cannot create a subdirectory in the root folder. However, if I add sudo, then the following command, which is here mkdir test, will be executed in the name of the root user, and the root can do that. So the folder test is there, and as you can see, the owner is the root because it was executed, the creation of this folder, it was executed in the name of the root user. But once we executed sudo, we didn't become the administrator, we are still the normal user. In my system, the normal user is called Jabba. And if you use sudo su, then you become the administrator. As you can see, the prompt has changed. The name of the user is root, and the dollar has become a hash mark. The hash mark indicates that we are the system administrator. And now, whatever we do, it is executed in the name of the root. So this is dangerous. So don't stay in root mode for a long time, because it's very easy to destroy your system. So when you switch to root, you do the administrative things that you want to do, and then with Ctrl D you exit and you switch back to normal user. Okay, so this is the difference between sudo and sudo su. And now I want to use two special folders, and they will be useful in the future. So here there is already a folder called opt, and when you install Ubuntu, it is usually empty. There is nothing in it. And if I want to create here, for instance, an empty file, I cannot do that. I do not have permission for that because it is owned by the root, and I do not have write permission. And the group and the others, nobody has write permission except the owner, who is the root. So the idea is that we change the owner of this folder to Jabba, and that is a command for that. So I switch to administrative mode. It is called chown, change owner. Let's do it recursively. That is, we switch the owner of opt and all the content of this opt directory. At the moment it's empty, but it doesn't hurt if we add -r. Then we provide the new user colon and the new owner, and then which directory we want to change. It is the opt. Okay, now let's see. The owner is Jabba and the group is also Jabba. So with Ctrl D I switch back to my normal user. I enter opt. There is a command who am I, which also tells me my username. Okay, so I am the normal user. It's empty, and here I can create files, I can create subdirectories. So now I own this folder /opt. And what do we put usually in this folder? It is the place of optional application softwares, and I usually put here softwares that I can download in zip format, in an archive format. So the software is not present in the Ubuntu repository. I need to download in an archive format, and I usually put that here in /opt. What kind of softwares do I mean? For instance, Java, Eclipse, which is an IDE for Java, Views, which is a torrent client, and so on. So I put these softwares here in /opt. Okay, and I also want to create another folder. I call it trash for historical reasons, because in my university there was a server when I was a student, and there was a folder like this /trash, and it was full of movies. So because of that I prefer this name, and I put here data, mainly multimedia data, for instance movies, mp3 files, and so on. So again, we need to become an administrator to be able to create this folder mkdir trash, and again I want to use it as the normal user, so I need this chown command, and let's do it with trash also. And we created this test folder. We do not need it anymore, so I just remove it. Okay, and now I finished the administrative works. So with Ctrl D I quit quickly. Now I am the normal user again. I cannot destroy the system. Good. So let's see. In /opt, for instance, we do not need them. Later we will put here Java, then we will put here later Eclipse, and so on, Views. At the moment these are just dummy folders. We will install some of them later. And in /trash we will put, for instance, mp3 files, movies, television series, TV shows, and so on. And you might ask, why don't we put these things in the home directory? So in the home directory I usually put just the most important things, for instance my documents, my homeworks, if you are a student, my project files, my source codes. So those things I put in my home folder that are important for me, and I make a backup copy of these things. So the most important folder in a Linux system is your home folder. And for instance, Java, it's not necessary in my home folder. When I make a backup of my home folder, I do not want to make a backup of Java or Eclipse or Views. These are usually very big, 300 megabytes, 350, 400 megabytes. I don't want to put them in a backup. And the same is true for movies, MP3 files. They can be several uh, gigabytes or several hundred gigabytes big. They don't have a place in my home folder. So put only the most important things in your home folder and put anything else outside. That's what I suggest. And don't forget to make a backup copy of your home folder regularly. So that's the end of this video. If you liked it, hit the like button, and thank you for your attention.